Here's another recently extinct animal that you probably didn't know existed, the Huia bird. This is the Huia bird, and it was endemic to the North Island of New Zealand. Now, this bird has some pretty interesting biology. These are both Huia birds, but this one up here with the long, slender beak is the female, and this one over here with the shorter, pointy beak is the male. Now, this sexual dimorphism is very interesting because these differences are only in the beaks. That means that it's pretty much purely functional instead of due to sexual selection, and it's due to the different kind of ways of getting food between the two sexes. So the male and the female Huia bird kind of ate different foods and got them in different ways to kind of avoid competition between the two. These birds were also very important in the indigenous Maori culture. There's reports of them being kept as pets and could even occasionally be taught to speak a few simple words like parrots or corvids. Apparently they were considered sacred for a while, and the feathers of them, particularly the tail feathers, were often worn by people of high status. So overall, a very interesting and important bird, both ecologically because they ate beetles and other larvae out of dead wood, and culturally to the Maori people. But unfortunately, they did go extinct, with the last credible sighting being in 1907. Now, there's no one main reason why they went extinct, more of a combination of multiple reasons. One of which being a loss of food source, because as the island was settled by European settlers, they kind of cleared the land, and that included the dead trees and logs, which was the main source of food, because that's where the grubs and beetles and all of that live. So with the dead wood cleared away, there was no food for them. Now, another reason for the decline was invasion of black rats brought to New Zealand by European settlers, as well as overhunting by European settlers. Now, this bird was hunted by the indigenous Maori people, but there were certain restrictions on it, so they weren't overhunted. But when the Europeans came, they didn't follow the same restrictions, so the bird was hunted quite a bit more than it was originally. The Huia bird is still pretty culturally significant in New Zealand. Lots of things are named after it, and it's featured on a bunch of stamps, but unfortunately it did go extinct and has not been seen in well over 100 years.